All right, I know I picked the wrong shirt for this video. I kind of blended with the board. I got it. But let's just jump into this topic today. I want to talk about 7 remedies that seem to work the majority of the time. But let's first talk about the benefit of number 1, salt. Okay, and of course, I'm talking about a high quality sea salt. So salt could be used for many things. The 2 main things that stand out for salt, specifically sodium, is number 1, weakness in your body. So let's say, for example, you do a fast and you're fasting for a period of time and you don't consume enough salt and you become sodium deficient, especially if you're exercising and sweating, especially if you're drinking a lot of water. You start lowering the sodium, you're going to feel very weak. Your muscles are going to be weak. So the next time you feel like that, just take a little bit of salt and you'll feel the difference real quick. The other thing that sodium is good for is to help lower the sympathetic nervous system, the flight or fight stress response. Let's say, for example, you went through stress and you can't sleep, okay, because your sympathetic nervous system is like in overdrive. If you have a little salt before bed, okay, maybe in a little glass of water, just a little bit of salt. It could be a half of an eighth of a teaspoon, right? And you dissolve it up, drink it down, and go to sleep. You're going to find that you sleep much better because a deficiency of sodium raises the sympathetic nervous system and it also lowers or weakens the parasympathetics. So basically, taking a little salt calms this nervous system down to help balance your autonomic nervous system. So just go ahead and try it out. But there are a lot of effects that salt can create, positive effects. I just wanted to mention 2 that seem to work the majority of the time. Number 2, apple cider vinegar. And of course, I always recommend diluting this with water, like in a glass of water. You put 1 or 2 tablespoons. The 2 main things that apple cider vinegar works for: 1, any type of indigestion / acid reflux / heartburn or GERD. Okay, that's kind of like, well, that's actually several conditions. And it just so happens that when you have a weakened acidic, stomach, you'll get indigestion, gas, acid reflux, heartburn, or GERD. So you find taking the apple cider vinegar right before you consume a meal will greatly help you. The other effect that apple cider vinegar has that's really effective is to help stabilize blood sugar. So if you're a diabetic, if you're pre-diabetic, if you have bad insulin resistance, which is like 90% of the population, and you took this, maybe in the late evening, you would wake up and your blood sugars would be better. You probably would notice that your cravings go away and you're not as hungry because your blood sugars are more level. So anything related to blood sugars or making insulin more sensitive, apple cider vinegar. And by the way, apple cider vinegar will help give you energy as well. All right, number 3, whole lemon. You take the whole lemon, you put it in the blender with a glass of water, you blend it down. You can put a little bit of stevia or some electrolytes in there to kind of make it not so tart, and you slug that down. What you're doing is you're blending the entire lemon, the outside, the inside, and the seeds, everything together, and you're going to get a huge spike in bioflavonoids. Bioflavonoids help with spider veins, okay? And actually varicose veins as well, but that takes a little bit longer. If you have spider veins, start doing a whole lemon every morning when you wake up, drink it down, and watch what happens. The other thing that it's going to do is give you a really good vitamin C complex. And that's going to also help if you have any type of bleeding gums or a vitamin C deficiency, that will be improved. The next one, number 4, is extra virgin olive oil. Make sure if you're going to do olive oil, it's a high quality olive oil. There's one that I get, which is from a very trusted farm in Italy. I'll put that link down below, but there's many different types that are also equally as good, but just don't get the fake stuff. So olive oil in your salad each day can help you with many different things. If you have prostate enlargement, if you have high blood pressure, if you have problems with your cholesterol, it's heart protective as well as anti-inflammatory. So there's a lot of research on this. A lot of people consume it. A lot of people have gotten better from just adding that to their diet. All right, number 5, baking soda. If you have tartar, okay, take 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda, and then put a half a cup of water, mix it together, and then brush your teeth with that mixture. First of all, the baking soda, which is alkaline, is going to help break up some of this biofilm, and it's going to help counter some of the acidity that could be going on. So baking soda is good for tartar, but it's also good if you have heartburn with an ulcer, okay? Or you have some type of situation with heartburn that doesn't respond to taking apple cider vinegar or betaine hydrochloride, because normally I recommend if you have heartburn or acid reflux, you take betaine hydrochloride or apple cider vinegar to acidify it to help it. But if there's gastritis or there's some inflammation or there's an ulcer, that's going to make it worse. And so what you want to do is you want something that won't make things worse. Okay, so baking soda will help to get rid of some of that acidity without aggravating the, like the ulcer or the gastritis. As you also use like chlorophyll to help heal it, some zinc. I would recommend zinc carnosine, or even some wheatgrass juice powder mixed with water, because that tends to kind of heal the inner lining of your stomach or even the esophagus. All right, so that's baking soda. And number 6, we have broccoli sprouts. There's nothing wrong with broccoli sprouts, okay? I mean, it's a great thing. If you were to grow your own broccoli sprouts in soil to make them a little bit slightly older, and that's called microgreens, that would be a little bit better because you're getting the benefit of the soil. But that being said, broccoli sprouts contain something called sulforaphane, and in large quantities compared to adult broccoli, by a factor of 10 to 50 times more sulforaphane. And sulforaphane is really good for H. pylori, which causes gastritis, ulcers, things like that. Sulforaphane is also very anti-cancer. Not that I'm making any claims here, but there's over 2,000 studies on sulforaphane in relationship to cancer, and 30 of them are human trials, so that's pretty cool. But sulforaphane has also been known to help autistic children and adults. Number 7, garlic. Garlic is high in allicin. Allicin is a very powerful antimicrobial, not just for getting rid of bacteria and viruses, but fungus, mold, parasites. This is why it's really important to cook with garlic with your meats and things, because if there happens to be any potential pathogen in there and you have the garlic at the same time, that can help to neutralize it. So garlic is also good to take if you have an infection. Garlic also has certain things to help lower blood pressure and thin the blood, to prevent the blood from clotting. So it's really good for your heart. Now, to get the complete list of all the remedies, okay, I have a document that you can download for free on my website. I'll put the link down below. Go there now and check it out.